Is the Article 3 project not unlike the 2025 project? What is the Article 3 project?
I actually was looking this up. So that Article 3 project thing is a judicial group, I think, that's meant to do like conservative activism as it relates to the judiciary.
They're like, yeah,
it's the lawfare.
Yeah, like an interest group to confirm conservative judges.
Right. And they're twisting it into like, you see how Donald Trump is being attacked by the use of laws when he breaks them. We're going to do the same thing. Here is Mike Davis on with Benny Johnson.
So all across my social media feeds, there are people saying that they will be voting for Donald Trump. They never wanted to vote for Donald Trump. They don't like Donald Trump.
Pause it for a second. Who's Benny Johnson? Who would be on all of his social media feeds? Can we get a list of who he follows?
He loves to follow
to get a
people who
notion
aren't
if he's got
losers.
the pulse of the nation on his social media feeds.
Isn't that so funny too? Because conservatives are always accusing liberals of being in their Brooklyn or their Los Angeles liberal bubbles, but this is exactly how they do their.
This is like when the guy was like, I went to a coffee shop and I heard everyone saying that they're actually really into Trump.
At least a coffee shop theoretically could have people in there who are not, like you're not selecting.
Algorithmically
right? Like
tailored to you.
I've found like everybody on Instagram is talking about apples.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like everywhere, like I look, it's like everybody's talking about apples on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Wow.
Carpentry.
and the new
And
rising process.
I'll tell you something. Seriously, everyone, and I will say this definitively, not everyone, but the vast majority of people that I talk to about sports are like, the Celtics are great.
Yeah.
It's crazy what's going on in this country right now. Go ahead.
So all across my social media feeds, there are people saying that they will be voting for Donald Trump. They never wanted to vote for Donald Trump. They don't like Donald Trump. They never voted for Donald Trump before. And now they're voting for Trump to stop Marxism and to stop communism in this country.
Well, pause it for 1 second, too. I want everybody to know that, like, every one of these people who are like, the Celtics are the best, think the Mavs are horrible, too.
That's
it's
crazy.
Was the communism and Marxism not apparent until Trump got busted for 34?
No, it's over the edge now.
All the dudes, seriously, all the people who say like they want the Celtics in my social media feeds are like the Mavs are communists.
It actually wasn't even a jury; it was a Soviet.
Yeah.
For Donald Trump. They never wanted to vote for Donald Trump. They don't like Donald Trump. They never voted for Donald Trump before. And now they're voting for Trump to stop Marxism and to stop communism in this country. Now the Trump vote has become a protest vote.
Marxism
against a
much worse when the Mavericks won their conference.
This is the worst possible result. And this is why I think, Mike, you haven't seen the kind of squeeing, psychosexual, orgasmic joy from the left. There's something that's been strangely missing from my timeline, which is what I thought would be the cringe cavalry of people celebrating this. That hasn't I think there's like a clear-eyed sober moment right now where Democrats realize, at least the sober ones, realize what they've done.
Pause it for 1 second.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's so easy to find like some of the contrarians going like, I can't believe how Democrats are celebrating this.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, which is it? Maybe it's just his social media feed.
I mean, what are they talking about? You'd think if the shoe wasn't on the other foot, they wouldn't be literally jumping for joy.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, and I don't know what he's talking about here. This was like literally Christmas for liberal moms and dads.
I saw so many people. Yeah.
MSNBC, I mean...
I was in a parent-teacher conference, and I was told by the teacher, like, Sam, if you need to take 5 minutes, if we all need to take 5 minutes, as the verdict was coming down. And I was like, what? Go ahead.
Of people celebrating this, that hasn't. I think there's like a clear-eyed, sober moment right now where Democrats realize, at least the sober ones, realize what they've done.
Yeah, President Biden and his aides and allies have executed a terrorist attack against our American legal system, and they're like the Hamas people cheering after the terrorist attack, and they don't understand how much.
Can I, okay. First off, he's saying they're like the Hamas people cheering, but Benny Johnson has just said they're not cheering. But okay, we'll put that aside.
Yeah.
Can we just comment for a moment? Put this up, the screen up.
Okay.
I mean, you know what they need to do is get Matt Leck on the on their OBS.
Get it.
The framing
It's unbelievable. And take him seriously when he's like,
This is like me when Matt's off.
exactly. Go ahead.
Maybe
His aides and allies have executed a terrorist attack against our American legal system. And they're like the Hamas people cheering after the terrorist attack. And they don't understand how much they have poked the bear. They are going to get annihilated in this next election. On November 5th, 2024, President Biden is going to get chased out of the White House, and all of his aides and allies are going to get chased out of the White House. And that's when the real reckoning begins on January 20th, 2025. I don't think that President Biden and his people understand how much they have outraged, enraged, red-pilled a lot of these Republicans who are the biggest cowards on the planet, these country club Republican types. These country club Republican types, after Biden's Hiroshima yesterday on the legal system, have parked
pause
their
it for 1 second.
Mercedes.
I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, like, because Benny Johnson has a very weird expression on his face. And all I'm thinking is he's looking at this guy going like, why is he sweating so much?
I was going to say, is
Like,
face like a honey
where
ham?
is it? Like, what? Why? Like,
Or why is he contradicting my entire damn premise,
He didn't even
which
listen.
was that liberals were actually turning over? I mean, he's saying both there, that they're getting red pilled, but also saying that they're hysterical and that they don't know what they've done to this country. Just pick a lane.
He's supposed to be the expert, too. He's talking about poking the bear, just like
Oh my
dumb.
God, we
Why
hear
is
this
he
from conservatives
sweating so
all
much?
the time.
All right, go ahead.
It looks like.
Words on the planet, these country club Republican types. These country club Republican types, after Biden's Hiroshima yesterday on the legal system, they have parked their Mercedes and they've put away their golf clubs and they've gotten out their Mercedes. I mean, they are.
Mercedes.
I've never seen so many rich old white men outraged. And there's
Pause it for a
nothing
second.
more.
Are they outraged or are they not?
No. Benny Johnson's saying
those
the
are out.
Democrats are outraged.
Okay.
But the real question is, these old white guys at the country clubs who's got the golf clubs in the trunk, do they also have machetes in the trunk?
No,
Where
they
is that?
have
Take my machete to Hiroshima.
But I don't understand Hiroshima. But what? But I don't understand. Like, why? When you mix, like, these
Whitey's
guys
a
are
man.
like, they don't actually have machetes. I mean, wouldn't the thing to be say, like, now instead of like trying to tee off on the first tee, they're taking these clubs and they're ready to use them on people. Or
Why are they
something.
attacking white men?
Their core demographic.
They've put away their golf clubs and they've gotten out their Mercedes. I mean, they are.
Maraschino cherries.
I've never seen so many rich old white men outraged. And there's nothing more dangerous than rich old white men who are angry because they have the resources and they have the ability to actually do something about it. And so all these little woke cupcakes on the other side who do their stuff, they're going to get crushed legally, politically, and financially. We are going to crush you after January 20th, 2025, after what you've done. And it's so much bigger than President Trump. President Trump just said this, and he's spot on. This is so much bigger than Donald Trump. This is so much bigger than one campaign. This is so much bigger than one presidency. They have destroyed our legal system because they are so deranged. Their Trump derangement, they cannot control their Trump derangement. They're like Hamas people who can't control their hatred of Jews. They can't control their Trump derangement. And so they let their Trump derangement lead us to this legal Hiroshima. And they're going to pay a price for this. They're going to pay a price. We already saw.
He really does think it's Hiroshima.
He doesn't know, yeah.
I mean, the
like
first
Kokomo.
time, okay, the guy's saying marchettes too, but he said Hiroshima twice now.
Folks, do you know how bad it has to be when Sam is chastising you for your pronunciation of certain words or, especially in another language? I mean,
Hiroshima.
yeah, he should probably know that one.
Good.
Aruba, Jamaica.
That's what I was thinking.
Jews, they can't control their Trump derangement, and so they let their Trump derangement lead us to this legal Hiroshima, and they're going to pay a price for this. They're going to pay a price. We already saw with Senator J.D. Vance from Ohio. He's done a criminal referral to the Justice Department. Merrick Garland, that little sniffling punk, won't do anything about it. But guess what? When Trump is back in office on January 20th, 2025, there will be a criminal probe opened on this criminal conspiracy by President Biden, by Merrick Garland, by Jack Smith, by Jay Bratz, by Matthew Colangelo, Tish James, Fannie Willis, Alvin Bragg, Juan Merchan, Lauren Merchan, people on the outside of this lawfare too, like Andrew Weissman and the lawfare crew. You will all be, at a minimum, key fact witnesses that we're going to have to get discovery from in this criminal probe. So save your documents, guys. There is absolutely going to be retribution.
So I'm curious about, there's been some rumblings about where the donations to Donald Trump's campaign are going in terms of his legal fight. What is this group's involvement with Trump's legal defense is my question.
I would imagine not much, although I would imagine they're also fundraising off of it.
Yeah.
It's all a scam. I mean, the idea of them going after, this idea of investigating the investigators, there's something to it. It would be an interesting thing to watch. Maybe they should hire, who would be great at this? No. There was a former U.S. Attorney General. I think he was in the department out of Connecticut. I think it was Durham was his name. Was it John Durham?
Right.
And in fact, he actually has some special prosecutor experience. Maybe he could do this again, investigate the investigators. And after 3 years of an investigation that was allowed to continue under Merrick Garland to waste U.S. tax dollars, the guy found nothing. Do you remember how many people were touting the Durham investigation? The Durham investigation? Zero. Nada. Zilch. You know what they should do is that they should have investigations in Congress, because the Republicans control these things. They should do it. Maybe there should be an investigation into, like, maybe I don't know, maybe Biden's crime family or something like that. One that doesn't lead to the indictment of the key witness, star witness. That would be an interesting thing to watch.
Who was working for the Russian government, if I'm not mistaken?
I think he was working for Hiroshima.
Oh, right.
Or Nagasaki.
I also love the good touch of, like, they're just like the Hamas supporters who hate Jews, and also Merrick Garland is sniveling and deceitful.
Yes, exactly. He's conspiring. He's probably a moneylender. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.